1,000. Wow. 1,001. Yeah. 1,002. It's good coffee. Wise words. I earned this. Oh, hey. Welcome back. Okay. Let's get to work on those pull-ups. See you in a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is 50 Down, 50 to Go with your host, AJ. Well, before we discussed that I'm going to be doing 10 pull-ups or 10 chin-ups by the end of the month. That's my goal. Getting a bit of a late start, but still going to work on that. Now, what do I mean by 10 pull-ups or 10 chin-ups? I mean good ones. Proper form, not wiggling, not bouncing around like a dying fish on the deck of a boat. I'm looking to do good pull-ups or chin-ups, and I'm hoping that you'll join me and learn to do them yourself. Can I do any right now? We'll find out in just a minute. But first, let's talk about things like, what is the difference between a chin-up and a pull-up? A chin-up is when you have your hands, your palms, facing you. A pull-up is when your hands, your palms, are facing away. That's it. So there's a reason for the different names and the different positions. The reason for those are that some people think that the palm to you is easier because it engages the bicep more. The palm away engages the lats more. I think it's a good idea to have both in your tool bag. Work on both of those things for the overall strength that you're trying to get. The pull-ups and chin-ups that you'll be doing, those are great for upper body, great for a much more unified muscle group exercise. Your back is the biggest muscle group that you've got. Okay, you want to complement it with some chest and ab and core stuff so you don't just have your back developed. Vice versa, if you're doing only chest or abs or core, you'd want to do back. It's all about balance. Life is about balance, right? So, what is good form? Well, we'll go into what it looks like when I get on the bar in a minute. But basically, if you're going to be doing a chin-up, you can have your arms at or slightly wider than shoulder width. You don't want to flare out your elbows. You don't want to rock your whole body while you go through the motion. For a pull-up, you want to have your hands a little bit wider, okay? And you don't want to drop your elbows back. That really can kind of torque out those shoulder joints and everything, all right? And you can invite some unwanted injuries or strains. When you're going through the motion, bring your elbows forward a little bit on your body, and we'll see that when I get on the bar. The muscles that you're going to be engaging in this range from your back to your core. So let's start with the back, and Coach Bob's going to help me out here. You have got your lats. They run down here, okay? And what they're going to do is engage with this motion. You've done this before at the gym with a lat pull-down machine. You've done it with your pull-ups if you've done those before. So you basically want to make sure that you do a proper rotation as you go through the motion, okay? You're also going to be engaging the trapezius, okay? That is a large band that runs over here. All of those, you want to make sure you engage properly, and I'll show you that in a minute. You don't want to be at a dead hang and suddenly put the load on those muscles and power up through the exercise. That's how you're going to invite injury. All right, so let's see. We talked about form. We talked about what we're going to do, how many of them. We talked about some of the muscles that are used. Also, think about, let's talk about form again. You want to think about your grip, okay? When you go to grip the bar, you don't want to grip with just the ends of your fingers, all right? Because what's going to happen eventually is if you don't have a nice deeper grip to really grab the bar, is you're going to engage here a lot more right down to your elbow. Okay, the flexors for your fingers that reach down to your elbow, and you're going to rely on those fingertips much more than you really should. It's a bad habit to develop, and you're going to get a burning sensation down here. It's going to lead to other problems. It's much better to get a good wrap on that bar. Now, if you're going to pump out a few just real quick or something, whatever, all right? It's short-term stuff, usually, as long as you approach it properly and you don't go into cold and then just dive in, you should be all right. Also, you want to engage your core. You want to tighten your stomach. You want to bring your feet together and slightly in front of you. I know you're used to crossing your ankles and bending your knees. The weight that you're pulling doesn't change with crossing your legs or putting your legs in front of you or wiggling your legs. You still weigh the same, okay? So what you're actually doing is you're engaging your body in a better way when you tighten your core and bring your feet slightly forward. If you bring them back, you can have some wasted energy through the motion. Also, we already mentioned weight. If you don't weigh a lot and you already have some decent upper body strength, you're going to have an easier go of this. If you're heavier and you don't have much upper body strength, it's going to be harder. So do you want to lose weight to do better pull-ups? That's not necessarily true. There are power lifters that can go through and do some decent pull-ups and chin-ups. A lot of them. And then there are thinner people who don't exercise much, can't do a single pull-up or chin-up. It all has to do with your conditioning and your power to weight ratio with how much you weigh, okay? I'm currently at about 195, I believe. And I don't do a lot of pull-ups or chin-ups, hardly ever do. I do the machines at the gym, but those are different. They're always assisted. I'm going to get to the point where this is a body weight workout. So my body weight is going to definitely impact that workout. Okay, so we talked about our lats, our biceps, our traps. We talked about the distance between the grips and the difference between the grips, how your weight affects it, feet placement, core. Another thing you want to do before we get up to the bar is when you're going through this exercise, look up at your target, okay? You're not trying to throw yourself up over the bar, but look to the bar because that's where you're going. Bring yourself up, and once you've gotten up to about the chin, okay. If you need to go a little bit lower first, fine, that's fine. But you want to draw your chest, your pecs, to the bar. Think about it like you're pulling it down to you, okay? Like you're in the gym. You're pulling those handles at the cable machine or the lat pull down machine, and you're sitting still. Trick yourself into thinking you're doing the same thing. It's all mind over matter. It can be. All right, so that being said, let's see if I can do one pull-up and one chin-up. Oh, I should have had some more of that cupcake. All right, how did I feel about those? Obviously, the first one I felt better about. That second one, it's obviously the harder one. I did a little bit of wiggling. I don't like my form, so that's what I'm working on. I'm going to do 10 of one or the other with much better form, much better strength. So how do I get there? There's a couple of things you can do to help condition yourself to get to that place, and I'm going to show those to you right now. Okay, one way that you can condition yourself to get into pull-up and chin-ups is to get yourself something like a chair, put it in a position. I have a lower bar that I have here, and get yourself into an angle where you're not pulling your full weight up, you're just pulling part of your weight up, and it's cantilevered at the foot. I'll show you what I mean. Another conditioning exercise is to do eccentric pull-ups or negative pull-ups. What you do is you get something that will lift you up higher, so all you have to do is hop a little bit to get into a hold on the bar. Count for about 5, then you slowly lower yourself for another count of 5. Those numbers will increase as you get stronger. I'll show you what I mean. And finally, part of the success, a major part of the success for chin-ups and pull-ups is grip strength. You can build grip strength through many different exercises. What I'm going to try doing for this particular one are dead hangs. Now remember, we said that we didn't want to completely unload shoulders, trapezius, lats, and just hang and let the joints part, okay? We want to keep a little bit of strain on them. Your body is a unit. We don't want to give that up. I'll show you what I mean. Simple, right? Simply hang there. Just make sure you don't do a complete lax dead hang, okay? Obviously, I didn't do it as long as I'm going to be doing it. I didn't do as many reps. I'll probably do something like 3 sets, 10 seconds. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But as we do these weekly, I'll be letting you know what I'm doing, if I feel it's working, if I need to adjust, and we'll go from there. So, that being said, let's go to the wrap-up. And there you have it. Pretty simple, right? So the path to 10 pull-ups and 10 chin-ups. We talked about form, a little strength conditioning, things to look out for so you don't do it wrong. I think that about takes it. Stretch. Make sure you're doing plenty of stretching, okay? Hydration, stretching, sleep. Those are the most important parts of exercise, obviously. But we can go over stretches in another video. But I hang from the bar, stretching out with a door frame or the frame of that. Cross arm stretch behind the back. Ease into your exercises. Don't just jump right in, all right? You're going to hurt yourself, and you don't want to do that. That's going to set you back. So stay with me. Don't get hurt. Stretch, hydrate, rest, do your conditioning, see how many pull-ups or chin-ups you can do, and then come back and see how many I'm getting up to. Let me know how you're doing. This is supposed to be about learning. So I have things to learn. You've got things to learn. If you learned something, great. Give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe. If I learned something from your comments, I'll definitely reply and say thank you. So thank you for spending your time with myself and Coach Bob. We appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy.